Hello everyone, in this video we are going to talk about some of the very important points about the assisted vaginal birth. Now we can have a detailed video about it, about the vacuum and forceps, the indication, the problems with the vacuum, the problems with the forceps, their strength and weaknesses. But in this video we are just going to talk about some of the very important points related to the assisted vaginal birth. Now, assisted vaginal birth essentially is a vaginal birth, but it requires some of the assistant. Okay. Now, which kind of assistant? Either by vacuum or forceps. We'll go directly to the safety criteria. First of all, even if you try or think about assisted vaginal birth, when the woman is in labor and woman is not being delivered on time, and you are thinking about, okay, can we go for the vaginal birth? Can we use some forceps or vacuum? Even if you think before it, you should be knowing that you should palpate the head. Palpate the head abdominally. Okay? So the head should be either not palpable at all in the abdomen, or if it is palpable, it should be maximum 1/5. So if it is more than that, if it is more than 1/5, that means either 2/5 or 3/5, any those findings, that once you find it, it is contraindicated. That means that you do not attempt assisted vaginal birth. So the head should be either palpated 1/5 or not at all. Okay. Now, very important thing is we need a full dilated cervix. We must have the full dilated cervix. You cannot do a vaginal birth, assisted vaginal birth, when the cervix is not dilated fully. Even the ream should be going away. Okay. Obviously, the membrane should be ruptured. Now, where is the station? When the baby's head is at zero station means the fetus head is at the level of the spines. So station is 0 is the prerequisite for even thinking about the AVB, that is assisted vaginal birth. So the station should be either 0 or more than that, like +1, +2, +3, like that. Okay. Caput and molding. So caput and molding should be not more than +2. So up to +2, that's fine. But if it is +3, AVB is contraindicated. Now, what is molding +3? +3 molding means the head bones of the baby are approximated or overlapped to each other, and we are not able to separate them. That essentially means that the head bones are overlapped and is a sign of inadequate pelvis. So first of all, you also need to see the pelvis is adequate or not. You think that pelvis is adequate, then only go for AVB. Now you need to know about the fetal position. Fetals, the head position, occipital anterior, occipital posterior, whatever the position is, you must be knowing before attempting. The bladder should be empty and the catheter is removed if it is established. You should apply the aseptic technique. Try to be very, very aseptic at all times. Now, when you go for assisted vaginal birth, a good doctor will always have the backup plan. What is the backup plan here? When the assisted vaginal birth attempts either by vacuum or forceps is not successful, then you should have the backup plan for the cesarean section, immediate cesarean section, postpartum hemorrhage, and shoulder dystocia. All these three can happen. Okay, the increased chance of shoulder dystocia, postpartum hemorrhage, and CS. You should have all these facilities ready when you go for assisted vaginal birth. So, in the obstetric settings where any of these three is not available, let's say we don't have the experienced doctor who can manage the shoulder dystocia, we don't have a facility for the CS, then do not do it. Never. Okay. Now, there are some governance issues, very important, that you should have the valid consent from the woman. Try to explain all the pros and cons of the AVB. And if the woman agrees, then only go for it. Otherwise, it can be later litigation on you. So you should be very, very conscious about the consent. And women should know all the advantages and disadvantages of the assisted vaginal birth techniques. A neonatologist should be present because baby, to look after the baby just after birth. The clinician or yourself should be experienced enough before trying it. Or if you are not well experienced, then attempt to do that under supervision, because it's a very, 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 very learned skill, and the learning curve is quite high. So you need to well prepared before you actually independently go for this. So this is all about the important topics about assisted vaginal birth at this point. We'll make a detailed video in later. Thank you very much.